Quite apart from the dictum of George Berkeley, esse est percipi, the byline Times have now run a poll in which they say that the majority of people, 53% of voters polled by Omnisis, agreed that the government is now perceived as institutionally corrupt, just 15% disagreeing. So a large number of people who were polled didn't know, but 57% is higher than the percentage that voted for Brexit. Now, the fact that people perceive corruption doesn't mean that it actually exists, unless we're in some sort of self-absorbed world like that of George Berkeley, where if a tree falls in the forest and nobody is around to hear it, then maybe we can consider that it doesn't fall. But I think when the majority of people polled in the UK think that the government is wrong, it's very difficult for the government to survive and to be taken seriously, particularly when the government of the day is staffed by people who break into foul language, who have no dignity, who cannot command respect. And it's that idea. So the perception of corruption is one thing, but the display of a lack of authority is quite another. And that display is evident from Suella Braverman banging on the dispatch box and screaming xenophobic abuse, to Anderson and Keegan resorting to 15th century high Danish expressions, not Anglo-Saxon, by the way, I hasten to add, not Anglo-Saxon. And even the word arse is questionable as an Anglo-Saxon word. But, if these people wish to debase our politics to this extent, there is a point where you just simply want to say, there is time to get out of the room. No, there were revelations yesterday, I think, or revelations that I discovered yesterday about the Labour Party leader, Sir Keir Starmer, and his links with the CIA, along with Rory Stewart, who it turns out has got an MI6 background. He wasn't just a soldier, he was a spy. Very interesting. But, if that is the choice between a government that is perceived to be incompetent and corrupt, and an opposition that is perceived to have links with other countries, well, that must be a positive, because our links with other countries under this government are fast slipping away. Fast slipping away. We are not treated with remote respect by any country, by America, by Europe, and by countries outside Europe. I remember having a conversation with people in India on some sort of television program, a television debate program, and I think I was there to be pilloried. I did my best to hold my own, but my goodness, it was hard work. It was hard work because the respect wasn't there from the beginning, and I was there as the token Brit to be mocked. Well, so be it. So be it. That is what we have come down to. And we cannot expect anything else if we don't treat others with respect. So our future is about finding dignity and finding some sort of common ground. And I think putting Grant Shapps as the new Defence Secretary, despite so many questions about his own honesty and integrity, about keeping Suella Braverman, despite her reputation, about ignoring the explosions, the linguistic explosions from Lee Anderson or Gillian Keegan, and you could say, oh, it was accidental. No, it wasn't accidental. In neither case. The only accident was that Gillian Keegan didn't think she was being filmed. But her whinge about being taken seriously, why can't people be nice to me? Oh, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. And Grant Shapps, Michael Green. How can we take somebody seriously? How can we take somebody seriously who runs around the place making money out of a pseudonymous fictional identity, which he continues after he's been elected to Parliament? How can we take that person seriously? How can we say, oh yes, that person is the embodiment of integrity? It's not just Boris Johnson who is the problem. Boris Johnson may be an icon of deceit, but he is not the major problem in the government. The major problem in the government is the failure to take responsibility for its actions, is the failure to take itself seriously, and the failure for its ministers and those elected to power to recognize their responsibility to the electorate and their responsibility to history. Neither is being served at the moment.